rebuilding my relationship with Krishna started out with him just helping me find a will to survive, to keep living. I knew I never wanted to lose his love, that I always wanted to go deeper, but I wasn't quite sure what it meant. I just knew that in the darkest time of my life, he was there. When I had isolated myself from the whole world, when I put myself in a place of isolation and basically torture, he was there. He was right next to me. Sometimes I would ignore him. Sometimes he would let me believe that he was gone. But it was only to show that he would always come back, that he was never gone, ever. If you haven't watched any of my other videos, I did lose my love to suicide back in 2021. Because of the way he passed, I had blamed myself. It was a very brutal experience. I can't remember what it felt like, but I read my journals and I was begging to die. I remember the first thing he did for me that saved my life. So in my manic depression, I was out roaming the streets. It was pretty cold, crying, chain smoking cigarettes, just very miserable. Anyway, I'm walking and I had started to just talk to Krishna pretty normally, pretty like all the time. He became my best friend. And, in the grass, there was just one single dandelion. It was a little weird too because it was pretty cold outside. And he said to me, he said, "Do you trust I can keep that dandelion round?" And I thought, oh yeah, I guess. I don't see why not, you know. So I picked the dandelion and I took it home. And I put it in the tiniest bit of water. For the next 3 months, that dandelion did not lose a single seed and it stayed perfectly round. After like a week, I was like, cool. 2 weeks, I was like, whoa. A month, I was like, huh. A few months? I know it sounds crazy that a dandelion kept me alive, but I've always been someone that would search really hard for the beauty in things, the beauty in life. I think my Lord knew that. And my mind went from, okay, well, if he wants to do that for me, what else can I let him do for me? The next step was, I remember one morning I couldn't sit up, and he told me that I needed to pray to him to sit me up out of bed. And he promised me, he said, I promise, if you pray for me to sit you up out of bed, I will sit you up every single time. And you know what? He did, and he still does. My Lord gave me someone to trust when I forgot trust was even a thing. My Lord gave me something to love when I was terrified to love. My Lord brought back to me my sense of self when I thought I hated myself. People have different ideas of what miracles are, but for me, to go from that to where I am right now, because of his love and my devotion, and vice versa, that's a miracle. That's one of the reasons why I love coaching. It's because I meet people sometimes in just their worst, and I get to watch them rebuild themselves by knowing the love of God. There is nothing more rewarding than watching someone go from like, I can't take it anymore, to being happy. People have asked me, how did you do that? And the answer is Krishna. My Lord saved me. And then he taught me how to save myself. And then he taught me how to help others save themselves. He's quite perfect. And if you chant and you sit and you listen to your heart, he really does speak to you. I love my sweet Lord Krishna. He is unconditional love. I wouldn't know it without him. Hare Krishna.